What's going on, everybody? Today, I've assembled a star-studded lineup to take you through a mock draft for the upcoming Aussie Rules season. So what we're going to do, we're going to fill 4 position slots from each line group, other than the ruck spot, which will only require us to draft 1. So let me quickly introduce the guests that I've brought on today to the channel, and please note that everyone's links are going to be down below in the description, so go show them some love. But let's start off with Cam, the former member of the Draft Doctors, and he was acquired with the first overall pick to be a full-time dad. It is a pleasure to have you back on talking about some Aussie Rules, mate. How are you going?
Mate, so glad to be here and doing something in the preseason. I feel completely under-researched since I've stopped, participating in the Draft Doctors. It's just my home league draft is this weekend, and I haven't started research yet. So this is weird territory for me.
That is awesome, mate. Good teaser for the weekend. At least you get some practice in. And next, we have Heff from the Keeper League, producing his fantasy podcast and providing much more content on his website, so please go check him out. This man truly does it all, and he is a legend. So Heff, mate, welcome to GameDay Squad's draft.
Yeah, good, thanks. It's past my bedtime, but this is the sort of things I do for you guys. I'll stay up and I'll do a draft for you, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's
taking
my
on
man.
these boys.
Thank you for staying up. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Jaiden Popowski joining us. He comes back to the channel. It's been a while since he's been on, but it's definitely a warm welcome to have you back, mate. So are you ready to rip into this draft and get stuck in?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Great to be here. And similar to Cam, I've got my first draft for a single season tomorrow night, so I haven't done enough research for that. So maybe tonight will be that bit of, that mock that I need just to get in the mindset.
How good's that? Everyone's going to be using this as a little teaser and a taste for the draft that's going to be coming up soon. So without further ado, why don't we just get into this? Let's get into the draft. That's why everyone's here. And what I did is I randomized the draft order before everyone came here. So we're going to follow a snake draft format, which means we'll be going up the line and coming back down. We'll have 1 minute on the clock for each selection, just to make sure we can move this draft along. So the order today is going to be in the order that I introduced you. Cam, you've got the number 1 pick. Heff, going number 2. Jaiden, number 3. And I'll be rounding it off at number 4. Then going back to back and sending us straight back to the start, up with Cam. So let's do it. We're going to quickly put a countdown on. Mate, 30 minute on the clock. Let's go.
Oh, this will probably be flagged a little bit as maybe odd, and I don't think this will work in every league, depending league size and format of team, but I'm going to take Jack McRae, pick 1.
Wow, I was not expecting that. Jack McRae goes pick 1. I love that pick, but that means Heff, mate, comes to you at pick number 2. Who are you going to take here?
You left made it a bit easier for me, because I was like, who the hell am I going to pick when Tim English goes at number 1? So I think I'll just lock in the number 1 ruck and get one of those on my side straight away.
Oh man, that hurts. English gang, of course. Jaiden, you're now coming up with the 3rd overall pick. Who do you take first in this draft?
Yeah, very solid. Not entirely sure, but I do like the picking at forward very early. I think I'm gonna go for my boy and a Collingwood man. I'm going Nick Dacos.
Wow, how good. Nick Dacos goes number 3 in the draft, which means I've now got the back-to-back picks, and I know who the first pick I want to take is. That has to be Errol Goulden for me, from the Sydney Swans. I don't think it's going to come to a surprise to many, but he's about to have a ripper year. Great dynasty player. But after that, let's go with an X1. I'm going to take Jordan Dawson, who's a midfielder this year. And that's going to be my 2nd player in the midfield. Jaiden, I'm going to send it straight back to you with your 2nd pick of this draft.
Very nice. All right, well, yeah, I'll keep it going in the mids. I'll just go straight to the top and go with Marcus Bontempelli.
The big bad Bont comes off the board. He had the highest average last year in GameDay Squad at 136.7. That is an excellent choice. Heff, it does mean you're now on the clock.
Probably should look at a list as I do this, but I'll just keep picking names off the board. I'm going to go with Tom Green with my next pick. I think he's got another gear to go this season, so Should take his average up a notch this season.
Tommy Green, absolute star of the game from GWS. I love that pick. But Cam, mate, it comes back to you. You've got the back-to-back. You're going to implement some strategy, or you're going to just let it fly?
Let it fly and lock in Sam Flanders at 2.
It says let it fly, but I can smell a bit of a strategy coming on here. I like this.
And then Caleb Daniel, number 3. Thank you.
Letting it fly, he says. I love it. He's got everyone rattled, I think. He said he didn't have a strategy, and he's gone 3 forwards off the board to start this draft. So every good forward almost seems like they're coming off. But now you got me thinking what I need to do. But Heff, hopefully you've had some time to think. You're now on the clock. What do you do from here?
Yeah, good question. So let's just have a look at some players here, I guess. I did have someone in mind, but it's completely left my mind. Oh, I'm going to do it. I am going to go Clayton Oliver here, I reckon. If it wasn't for the preseason stuff, I think he'd be a top 2, top 3 pick. And now he's back training. He's a $1 million player. They're not going to just play him in the 2s. He's coming back and he's dominating. So go on, Clayton Oliver.
Risky, but you're right. If it pays off, he's going to be top in the fantasy competitions. Jaiden, it now comes to you. This is going to be your 3rd pick of the draft. What position are you going to take? What player? I'm interested to hear this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking quite a lot here, and to be honest, I'm surprised that he hasn't gone yet, but maybe that's for a reason, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to pick Rowan Marshall in the ruck. Get him off the board. Pretty happy with that.
That means you're going to take the number 2 ruckman off the board from last year in terms of average, and he wasn't too far behind Tim English, so great value pick. Goodness, what am I going to do? Gosh, you've got me a little bit rattled with all the forwards coming off, but I'm going to go into the defence to start off. I'm going to go James Sicily with my first defender selection, and then do I start going forwards, or... You've got me here. I think I'm going to stay in the defence. I'm going to go Jack Sinclair, go 2 defenders. Jaiden, it now comes to you. You're on the clock.
Well, I do have the forwards filtered in the list at the moment, but I don't think I'm going to go there. Sorted by ADP, I'm going to take Rory Laird.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that, but I love that. Heff, mate, you're now on the clock.
Oh, now I'm thinking, do I go forwards or do I just not worry and punt them like every good drafter should? Or do I look at the defensive line? I've already secured 2 mids and just have a look down. Oh, my goodness. Has Andrew Brayshaw been picked yet?
He is not.
Oh, welcome to the Hoofers, Andrew Brayshaw. You're in.
Cam, now it's your time to get the back-to-back and dominate. You're here on the turn.
Do I have 2 picks in a row, Tom?
You do. Last time you went double forwards and you rattled everyone. So I'm interested to see what you're going to do here.
So this time around, I'm going to take... and Jack Sinclair just went, hey.
Correct.
Okay. Load me up with Hayden Young and Tom Stewart.
Double defenders. Hayden Young and Tommy Stewart. Heff, mate, after taking Brayshaw, and I think, what was a steal in this draft? Considering the draft board so far, where do you go from here?
All right, let's have a look. So, probably need to get either a defender or a forward on the board here, seeing that I've just loaded up on mids. Still plenty of good defenders left. With forwards, I might lock in a forward, and I'm going to go with Dylan Moore, I reckon, as the next pick, because actually on my ADP, I said this on the podcast today, we've got a mock draft simulator for keeper leagues. I know we're doing a single season, but Dylan Moore is overtaken as the number 1 picked forward for keeper leagues on our mock draft simulator. He's beaten McRae 1.3 of a position, but still, pretty
awesome.
Crazy. Yeah. I think because he's going to hold his forward status, but again, we'll go with Dylan Moore.
That is a great pick. I love that. But Jaiden, you're now on the clock. It's time for you to take your pick.
Yeah, I'm looking into the forward line as well. I'll just go for the name, and I'll pick Dustin Martin.
Good pick. 106.6 fantasy average last year and ranked him very highly amongst forwards in GameDay Squad, which is very good value. I've got the turn. I'm going back to back, and I think you've inspired me here, Jaiden. I'm going to take his teammate who's just got forward status. I'm going Shy Bolton with my first pick of this turn. And the forwards are thinning out very quickly, so I needed to get one of those. But I think it's going to settle there in regards to forwards. I'm going to pick up Saki Merritt as my next midfield option, and I'm going to hand that straight back over to you, Jaiden. What are you going to take on?
That is a massive slide right there. And I was pretty keen to take him next. Alright, let's go something a bit different and let's pick up a team that hasn't been taken yet. And let's go... Oh, there's two to pick from. I'm going to go Connor Rosie because I like seeing him in my team a bit more.
Heff, mate, you are now on the clock.
I might take another forward off the board, and I'm gonna go with. This might be premature, but I genuinely believe he'll be the next best forward this season, and that's Toby Green is a fucking gun.
Toby Green is a bloody gun. He is just fantastic. That is a great pickup. Gosh, I was hoping he was going to slide to me a little bit further, but no, not in this draft. He's not getting back to me. Cam, mate, it means that you are now back on the clock. You've got the back-to-backs. Who are you going to take here?
I think I'll take... I'm going to go Jaiden Short
Ooh.
and Wangani Malira.
Azir Wangani-Malira, I think he's in for a massive 2024 and beyond. That is such a great pickup at this point of the draft. Heff, mate, it now comes back to you. You're now on the clock.
Yeah, Wangani-Malira was going to be my next pick. I'm going to go with another guy that I think who will step into the midfield this year and score pretty well. Very poor side, and that is Liam Duggan. Welcome to my side.
He can be a premium defender. Jaiden, you're now on the clock. Where are you going to go from here?
Yeah, I reckon I probably would have taken Duggan next if I had a bit of time to think about it. I think I'm pretty keen to get another forward out of the way because I think you're going to go there, Tom. So I need to stay ahead. I'm going to your Swans, and I'm picking Taylor Adams.
No. That is a great pick. For in a 1 year draft, he's going to be fantastic. But you were predetermining then. I don't know if I was going to go on the forward, but now you've got me second guessing myself. I do know the first player I want to take, and I want to take Dan Houston for my defense. After that, though, now you've got me. Jaiden, let's see. I don't think I need to do this right now, but I'm going to because I want to be the one, and I want to say that I can be the person that drafted Brodie Grundy into my ruck spot. So welcome. I'm taking him, passing it back to you, Jaiden.
All right. I'm pretty keen on this guy this year, and he's floated in and out of my team a little bit. I don't have him in GameDay Squad yet, and I really want him. And that's Lockie Whitfield as a defender this year.
Yes, he is back into the defence this year, which is going to be huge for Lockie Whitfield. Heff, mate, you have now gone back onto the clock.
Still quite a few good defenders. Defenders roll pretty deep, so I'm not going to go there just yet. I think I'm going to lock in another forward for this year, and it might be a bit of a risky one given that he plays with a guy who does a very similar thing to him, but let's go with Luke Jackson as a forward and just hope Sean Darcy remains injured, even though I think he started training again last week.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think there's a couple of people out there that know of Luke Jackson's potential when he is going to be a solo ruck. So, look, I do understand why you said that, but goodness, that is tough to say. Cam, mate, it's now going to come back to you, and you've got the back-to-back on the clock.
So, I should probably take a couple of mids because I don't have any yet. And to that point, I think Sam Walsh is still on the board. Is that right?
He most certainly is.
I will take Sam Walsh, please, and I'll follow that up with Zach Butters.
Well, two young guns coming off the board and going back to back in the midfield. But Heff, mate, it now comes back to you.
All right, need to balance up my defense. We don't actually have to play this league, right? we just pick players and they look good on paper.
Well, we'll see. My team starts doing well against yours. I might have to keep track of all these scores and, make this public.
All right, I might lock in another defender. I'll go with Luke Ryan. I think he's injured at the moment. I'm not sure what's wrong with him. Hopefully he's back early in the season, but his ceiling was phenomenal last year. And I think a few players are getting moved out of their defence this year, so hopefully he can go again.
Yes, he was fantastic in 2023. But Jaiden, it comes back to you. You're now on the board.
I'm looking into the forward line again. There's a few key forwards that look alright. I think I'm going to lean towards... I don't know. I'm not sure if Kerno is going to fall back a bit this year. Let's go with Jeremy Cameron. Bit of a smoking pick, but I did have him last year in a few draft leagues and he went alright until he had that score where he got 3, but luckily I had him on the bench as an emergency just in case that did happen, so I'll go with Cameron.
Nice, that's a great pickup, bud. I'm just thinking, where do I go from here? And I think I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I'm going to take a punt. I have a forward. Only one if I'm not mistaken, so I need to rectify this issue immediately. They're flying off the board. So the first person is going to be a young gun I'm taking off the board. It's going to be Mitch Owens off the Saints. And the next player I'm going to take after that, I'm going to take a bit of a punt on him. Hopefully he gets some midfield time. It's going to be Benny Keys from the Crows. I'm going to go back-to-back forwards and I'm going to pass it straight back to you, Jaiden. You're on the clock.
Thank you. So we're getting very close to filling in one of our lines now. I noticed pretty much everyone has a one slot left in most. Still a few mid spots left. So I think people might end up going there next. I've got a few captain options here, a few that I could upgrade to a gold card. So I'll go for a consistent player with Caleb Sarong.
I love that. I think he flies under the radar with big Andy Brayshaw doing what he does at Fremantle. But goodness, Caleb Sarong is a star of this competition. Heff, mate, comes back to you. You're on the clock.
Oh, jeez. Well, are we only drafting 4 forwards, right? 4 defenders.
Correct. Yeah.
That's right. And how many mids?
4 mids as well, and then 1 ruck.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, cool. All right. I can't believe this guy is going to go straight after Caleb Sarong, but I want to fill out my forward line so I just don't have to worry about it anymore. And so the player I'm going to lock in, and again, a bit risky and hoping he can increase his midfield time, is Josh Rochelle.
Nice.
My forward line's actually looking pretty good here, Cam. I didn't have to use my first 3 picks on him.
Oh, but speaking of picks, Cam, you're now back on the clock. You got the back-to-back.
I'll take 2 more mids, actually. I'll grab Tim Taranto and I'll follow that up with... Give me Josh Dunkley. Or 2. Oh, geez, I got 400 plus mids and I didn't even need to take them first. This is great.
I cannot believe Tim Taranto just slid so far down this draft board and was only just taken. I saw him. I actually hope he's going to come back, but he's probably right that he didn't because he needed to be taken off the board ASAP. Hess, you're now on the clock.
I'm probably going to have to go with the next best mid in the draft. Who that is remains to be seen. I'm going to go with a guy I have a good feeling about this season. I'm hoping that the injury issues are behind him, and Luke Davies-Uniacke can take his game to the next level as North Melbourne's number 1 mid. So I'll lock in LDU with my next pick.
Lovely. That is just lovely. Jaiden, mate, it comes back to you. You are now on the clock.
Very nice. I'm feeling the same as Heff. I don't really mind about the defenders, so I'll finish off the forwards. And let's go with... he is very frustrating to play against, but I'll go with Charlie Curnow.
Wow, he has that high ceiling. He is a high ceiling player. So, I love that pick.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I have one from each position to fill out other than my ruck. So I'm just wondering which of the three I need to fill out first. And I think I'm going to take a bit of a smoky option. I'm going to go with Lockie Aish from the GWS Giants as my defender. And he's going to round off that group.
Can I just clarify, is that
Next.
James Aish or Lockie Ash?
Lockie Aish? Ash?
No, I think it was Aish.
Is it Aish? Is it
put in
Aish?
No, I was joking.
Oh my goodness, I
trying to mess
thought I
with you.
mispronounced his name. Oh goodness, you got me. But after that, where do I go? The midfield, I think, is where I'm going to go. And I'm going to do a little bit of a stack. I did pick Zach Merritt before, and I think I'm going to go Darcy Parish. Going to get the 1-2 punch from Essendon straight back into my midfield and hand that straight back to you, Jaiden.
Alright, I'm not sure if everyone else got kicked out, if it's just me.
Just you.
Yeah, alright, well, yeah, I was happily talking about my pick here, but I think Harry Sheasel is still available.
And we picked Mark O'Connor for you because he weren't here.
What's going on with these defenders? Everyone's picking them for everyone else, you know?
But mate, I think we can make a substitution for you. I think we can put in Harry Sheasel into your defence, and that is a lovely pick at that. Very late in the draft, but Heff, mate, you're now on the clock.
I don't actually know
Comes
what
to
I need.
you.
I need 1 mid and 1 defender, is that correct?
I've
one,
got
two.
2 defenders for you. Because you have
Alright.
Green, Oliver Brayshaw, and LDU.
Yeah, so you have 4 defenders already, so all you need is 2 defenders left to round
so
off
it's only
this
4
draft.
mids.
Yes,
I thought it was
correct.
5 mids. Silly me. Damn. Oh well. Alright, Harry Sheasel was going to be my next pick, so let's just have a look through a bit of a list here. It's all pretty gross, isn't it? Has Nick Newman been
Nick
taken?
Newman is still on the board, so no, he has not been taken.
Let's take Nick Newman with my next one.
Cam, these are your last 2 picks of the draft. Where are you going to go from here?
Yeah, I think I need a forward and a ruck.
Let me confirm that quickly. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is correct.
I'll just lock in the Isaac Heaney for last forward, and I'll take, what a gift, Max Gawn as the ruck at the 4th pick.
Big Maxi Gawn, solo ruck this year, and I know everyone is super excited to see his fantasy potential in 2024. Heff, mate, this is going to be your final pick of the draft. It's going to be a defender, but what defender is that going to be?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just looking through the list here of available. You took Dan Houston, didn't
I
you?
sure
He's
did.
gone.
I did.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit left field, not majorly, but I think when Hayden Young went into the midfield last year, Jordan Clark's scoring went up quite considerably when that happened. So, predicting that's happened again, I'm going to pick Jordan Clark as my last defender.
Lovely. Love that pick, but Jaiden, mate, this is going to be your last pick of the draft. Who are you going to select to round it off?
Very nice. I'm got a defender left, so I'll just go for the old reliable in Jake Lloyd.
Yes, old, reliable he is. Love that, but Jakey Lloyd. And I need to finish off my draft with the forward, but the question is, I think I'm going to go big old Dane Zorko to round off my forward group. Hopefully he gets some midfield time, but I tell you what, there's a lot of gun mids at Brisbane Lions, so maybe not as much as I've hoped for. But fellas, that's going to wrap us up, and what I'm going to do right now is on the screen, you're going to see all of our teams, and what I want you to do, everyone watching, is to vote whose team you thought was drafted the best, and this is going to be a 2024 head-to-head team. Of course, I think mine is best, but we'll see what everyone else says. I want to thank you all very much for coming onto the channel and doing this draft. That was a bit of fun, and I'm interested to see what everyone else thinks. And firstly, rate some of the strategies that were involved. And Cam, mate, that was hilarious, claiming you had no strategy and then going into triple forwards. You've done this before. You've rattled people at a draft, and you definitely had me rattled, that's for sure.
No, it was good fun, mate. Thanks for having me on. And in these smaller, drafts with a small team size, pretty much everyone has a good mid line, pretty much everyone has a good defender line, and the top 4 rucks are awesome. So it's kind of where's the deficiency was the forward, so I just rammed home.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely is, and there definitely is the biggest variance in terms of scoring for fantasy in the forward line this year, so that is well identified. Heff, mate, thanks so much for taking the time, and I know I've kept you up well past your bedtime, but now you can sit back and go to sleep, but thanks for your time, mate.
Can I just clarify? Did Jack Steele get taken or not?
No.
Oh, poor Jack Steele. He's going to go big this year. But no, thanks for having me. Good fun. Very small draft. I don't think I'd ever play in a league like this with 4 people and this small sides, but fun to
Yes. Usually your drafts are a little bit larger. Exactly. But Jaiden, mate, thank you very much for coming on as well. As we hinted at before, it's been a while since you've been in the channel and you were dearly missed, but thank you for taking the time out of your night to come on and do the draft. I had plenty of fun with you, and we appreciate that a lot, mate.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it was pretty fun, and I'm pretty happy with my team. I'm not sure. I'm missing Cam's 4th midfielder. I'm guessing based on who's available. I don't know if Petrarca got taken. Is that who you took?
No. I have.
That is crazy.
I think it was Taranto and Dunkley were my last 2 mids.
Yeah, it was before that, so I missed one there. But
Walsh, Butters.
I can't even remember.
Walsh, Butters, Taranto, and
Walsh.
Dunkley. They
Butters,
all went
there
back
we
to
go.
back to back in his draft. So
yeah, but Petrarca with a 16 ADP in the fantasy system at the moment, so it's
skewed by Oliver, that one.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep.
There's plenty of keeper league ones up at the moment, as I think most of those drafts are happening a bit earlier. But yeah, thanks, Tom. Great to be here.
no, thank you guys very much. And as I said before, everyone's links to everything are down below in the description. Go smash them, show some love to these guys. We appreciate the time. That'll be it, fellas. We'll catch you all later. Peace out, everyone.